So hello, welcome to a new room. This is my utilitory. It's a combination between a utility room and a conservatory. It's a new room, a utilitory. And I wanted to bring you in here today to show you some of the things I've been doing to keep myself relaxed and interested and busy during this period of isolation. And that's seed growing, food production and gardening. And I highly recommend it. It's not just for people who are 80 years old and more. Right, I highly recommend you grow a few seeds. It's really interesting. So what we've got here, right, is an awful lot of biology going on in this room, right, particularly a new addition, which are these. If I switch them on. So these are special photosynthetic lights, and if you're an A-level student, you should be able to say precisely why they are the colours that they are. So if I cycle through their different modes, what we've got here, we've got blue light, we've got red light, and we've got both. And even if you're a GCSE or Key Stage 3 student, you should be able to say why plants are green, right, and about the wavelengths of light that plants can use and the ones that they don't. So these things here have made a massive difference to these seedlings. So these are my tomatoes here. So we've got tomato seedlings, and then further back over there, you might be able to see some chili seedlings and maybe some other varieties of tumbling tomatoes. So they are growing incredibly quickly this year. So these ones you can see in front here are less than 7 days old. I don't know if you can see on any particular seedlings here that they're starting to get their more mature leaves in less than a week, right, rather than just their first seed leaves, which is an incredibly quick process. And I'm going to show you what this looks like in both day and night and how the plants have been moving. And you can relate this to your various syllabuses in terms of plant response to light. So I'm going to show you what they look like at night right now. So welcome back. It's now night time, as you can see, just a few hours later. And the seedlings here have changed a little bit. Exactly the same seedlings, but the leaves have closed up a little bit for the night. And what's most remarkable is the colour. Obviously they are still the same seedlings. They are still technically green if you give them all the wavelengths of light. But as you can see, we're only firing blue and red light at them. So they look completely different colour. And that to me is remarkable. If I change the colours, look at the colours they look. And so the reason for that, of course, chlorophyll only absorbs in the blues and the reds, and it reflects in the greens and the yellows, which is what gives them their colour during the day. I think that's a fantastic example of what you see in a textbook. Science in action. So for all you A-level students out there, you should be recognising this graph here, which shows how well chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B absorb at the different wavelengths of light. There are other pigments, of course, but those are the ones we're looking at here. You can see that big gap in the middle around the green and the yellow. So if I then go ahead and overlay a second graph, the so-called action spectrum, which is this one here, you can see the overall effect of those pigments together means the plant's very effective at absorbing in the blues and the reds, and that massive dip in the middle there is what gives plants their daytime colour of a kind of yellowy green. Okay, so I'm sure as you can see, it's now the next day. They've grown a little bit more. And of course, anyone above GCSE will know the other thing plants do in response to light is they move around, right? So-called phototropism. And I've been filming them over the last couple of days just to give you an idea of exactly what that looks like. So here we can see the seedlings that have been growing throughout the day, and they are growing straight up towards the source of the light. When it gets dark, something interesting is going to happen with these lights. And just a few short hours later, as you can see, they've all moved towards the artificial light because there's no natural light. Phototropism in action.